Evening all. I'm playing in the daily Warzone file. I've got my tabs in the wrong order here at the moment. I accidentally shut the cafe tab and had to put it back. And actually, if I close the daily Warzone final tab and go into that again. So I'm just going to have my tabs in the right order. Okay, so tabs in the right order. Daily Warzone file is going to start in a minute. Okay, I did this Bronstein game today, which was on a game collection, and originally I couldn't see the point of it. I wasn't even going to do it. I got into it, I found out why some resources were working the way they were, and okay, it started to be appealing. The general appeal of it was supposed to be in Dream, Bronstein's Dream, so I think I got into it after, and it seemed to be well received on YouTube. But sometimes that's very, very surprising when I don't think the game's particularly brilliant or interesting, but you know, later it turns out it might be. So okay, I am streaming still, aren't I? Okay. I hope I'm still streaming. Because I accidentally pressed the stream thing as well. Okay. I just wonder. It does say. Okay, so it might be working. Okay. I hope it's all working. Let's go here. Is it working? Anyone? Can anyone tell me if it's working? Alright. Hunk. Now, avoid the Vienna game, that's for sure. I think he knows what to do in the Vienna game, so. Is going to be Queen's game accepted? Declined. Play Catalan. Gambit against the Slav. I don't want to give away too many pawns. Because he had Bishop C3 and 94 there. I think this is okay. Get a nice view of H7 here. Get the dark square bishop. Create some weaknesses. Bishop E4, G6, H5, or F4, H5, Rook H1, H5. If the queen ever moves, okay, maybe. That's interesting. Let's move back for a moment. H6 is a bit weakened. Queen D2. An obvious idea to encourage Rook H8. Right, so for the moment I've got nothing. But maybe H5. Interesting. G5 weakens that diagonal. Okay. Take care of things over here. Whoa. Taking his time. That might suit a closed position more, actually. Not to be blasted by tactics for the moment. Knight G5. There's Bishop D5. Could be interesting. For H6, Rook G8, H7. What about Queen? There's no Queen D8. Okay, so it's getting pretty interesting. I'll play for H7 or Rook C2 first. Or Queen F7 and H7. Oh, okay, okay, nice start. Okay, usual suspect. I think he's totally underrated, Farco, to be honest. He's bashed me up last 3 times. I'm going to have to offer a draw against some people, I think. Burn variation. play it with a6, Morozovich. a6 would have stopped bishop b5 as well. He's playing it by the book, but I don't believe in this, especially casting kingside. I don't believe in white's play generally, although he's going to probably prove me wrong here. But this g file, try and cover up with a5 here, maybe. I think I've had this before, similar kind of idea that a5 could have been useful defensively because of this dark square pressure that I've got. So I'm holding e1, rook g8 for f5 coming up. That's annoying. But isn't the bishop just repelled? So get things going on the g file. Or is he really going to play knight f6? Knight f6, maybe c5. I'm just doubling for a moment. There's no knight b5 just yet. I think, oh, knight b5 now is potentially on the cards. Queen can go to f4. Knight d5 is not a problem. Go to f4 anyway. Let's see here. Rook g2 is not a threat at the moment. If I keep the queen on for a sack. So c5. It's tempting to play c5 after this, if I get a chance. Oh, not here. Well, bishop c3, c5 is rook g3 now. I'm really making a mess here. Queen f3, I'm on knight on g2. What about queen f3? Not really mated yet. So bishop c3 here. There's rook g3, or just c5 with knight b5. Just what about bishop c3 on g3, bishop c3, bishop g2, queen g2, c5. What about f6 to evict the queen? First, I'd take rook c7. Right, so I'm going to take here. Maybe just taking on g2 before I get in trouble. Then c5. Oh, rook g3. Nope. Queen d3. Okay. It's radical. Let's keep things shut. But bishop g2, dangerous. Whoops. What's going on here? I've only got 24 seconds. Whoa there. Have I messed this up? Nearly, yep. "16 seconds. King's in big trouble." Yep, blown it. Slaughtered. It's a bit annoying considering won a piece there. King was in trouble. Oh well. Okay, gonna play reverse French. Try and play for h3 and g4 later. Ooh. Okay, aggressive. Can I don't know, take on d5 yet? Or my king's a little bit safer than the other game, I hope. Try and undermine the centre. Maybe g4 would kind of undermine the centre. Get out of the way of... maybe knight b3 wasn't a threat. Anyway, I'm stopping bishop a3. So I want to play g4 and just undermine this centre here, I think. Okay. Okay, that's only temporary problem if I get e4 in. Surely I'm liberating quite well the position here. c5 coming up. Just taking here for a sec. c4 then. Okay, so it looks dangerous. But is it? If I control the centre with rook e5, that might threaten something. Okay, rook e5. There's rook h5 as a threat potentially. Actually, rook h5 is a threat here. So oh, there's rook e8 here. That's nice. Rook f8. Whoa! It's lucky. He's a good player as well. 2, 3, 1, 4. So, okay, try and get back on the horse. That was a good start to get back on the horse. Average rating's quite high at the moment. 2146. Okay, that might be the system. It's going to take. Don't mind this. Could play e4. I suppose c4. Trying to encourage some weaknesses. Try and discourage queenside castling. Alright, I'm going to castle into it, but I can't, if I control e4 and have a bishop on g6, it might be quite solid to break, I hope. b5 here to try and generate some play before it's too late. That bishop on b2 could be tactical vulnerability. Something like... Okay. Oh, my mouse. Let's get the mouse working. Knight g4. Just trying to probe some weaknesses. Queen g5. Or knight e5 to d3. Knight e5 to d3. That's nice for a knight there. Okay, that looks a bit ugly though. But I'm on f2 if he does take that. I can take my rook first. Yep, I can try and go back over here on f2. Try and play for dark squares rather crudely. Okay. So like g5, g4 I mean. Second exchange radical. Trying to just weaken some squares here. Pawn sacrifices. Is he really going to take this stuff? Okay. So queen b2 threatens mate. I'm running out of pawns, clearly. But if I get rook a2 in, that could be good. Keep an eye on this bishop for a moment. There's knight d2, there's rook a1. If I get rook a1 in using that pin, it might be queen d1. Or not. Queen d1 straight off the bat, even better. Only 30 seconds though. What do I want to do here with that 30 seconds exactly? That's good. Threatening queen h2. Queen f3, queen h2. King f1. Then what? Okay, that's okay for queen d2. Okay. Do I need a pre-move? Knight c3, queen d2, bishop c3, rook b1. Okay. In the bag. Oh, Okay, sorry, closing some tabs. Okay, alright, slightly lower rated now, 1532. I think I'll still play B3, it's kind of an attacking system. I'm in the mood for that. Oh, minus 42 might not be playing, this might be a bonus, which could really help boost position here. 15-second penalties made stuff like this fun. Turning boredom into funds. Oh, yeah, got the bonus, okay. Oh, what? I think I'm off for a draw, you know. 2-3-3-7. It's like tough games every time. Okay, I'll play my old pet bishop e7. Waiting move. And a disaster season with this. But nevertheless. He's given me f5 here straight off the bat. From knight h6 to f5 though. Okay. He could potentially take on h6. It's a bit undynamic, surely. He might do that. Try castle queenside. Maybe rook g8, slip in, queen e7, castle queenside. Bishop b5 even, like, he's not going to castle kingside. Queen c5 is useful to get in. Maybe queen b5. Just castle queenside and queen b5. Yeah. For a moment, mind you, b4 is dangerous. And rook g4 any good? Protect this for a moment. Oh, there's a total disaster there. Oh, he's on h7 now. I don't really want to give up h7 here, because then f7 everything's dropping off. Okay, defending, h6 as well. If I put my king on b7 here and just wait for a bit, move it like this. I was wow, does that really work? Do I trust that? Can I not just take that without getting mated? Oh, there was a point to it. Oh, that was the dumbest ever move I've played. Queen e7 or queen d7. Oh dear, oh dear. I was thinking knight f5 for some reason. It stops king c7. You're going to lose quickly anyway. So, if you're going to win, try and win quickly. Goes without saying. Try and control d5 here. Am I running into big trouble? Can I do an exchange sack here? If I did an exchange sack here, knight f6 would be tasty after. Okay, well knight f4 would have been good there. Bishop d5 is looking really good if the rook moves. Is the rook really going to move? Bishop d5 would be crushing. Interesting. Bishop d5 is now threatened. And he hasn't done anything about it. Oh, it's my lucky day here for a quick win. I think queen. Okay, what's easiest? Check, king d6. Knight h7 for queen f6. Queen f6 is supported by the knight. Okay. Win quickly, lose quickly. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great fun, this tournament. At the moment, I think the scene's been set. Oh. Okay, didn't expect that, did he? Pre-move. Unexpected pre-moves. Naughty, naughty. Oh dear, oh dear. If I can win that quickly, I could win this tournament if that carries on. My connection seems okay this afternoon. Really. It's B3 again. B3 somehow got some magic to it. It's like a surprise little weapon. I think people are having to improvise more. I don't know about A4 actually. Why did I play A4? Was that necessary? I don't mind exchanging off this guy. Knight G4 is going to be a pain. What about F5? Try and punish this pesky bishop F5. If I play F5 here, isn't that a ready-made attack? If he really is going to dice up his pawns. If he doesn't, maybe FG, bishop C4. Really? Does he really want to do that? Maybe he does. For a moment, I'll just lie in waiting there. Whoops. Okay, so what's going on here? Is E4 any use? D4, wouldn't have thought so. Let's protect this guy for that diagonal. This guy needs, it is protected. I think, get this guy back, maybe knight E5. Knight E2, knight F4, he's on C2. Let's go back, don't mind double pawns, it's a bit ugly. But, okay. Queen H4, knight G5, got to get some coordination with these guys. Maybe on H7, Queen H4, knight G5, and move the knight, not bishop F6. That sort of thing. On knight B5 if I want double pawns there as well. As much structural damage as possible for dynamic compensation. And what about knight G5 here? I want E6 and H7. So knight G5, H6, and then what? Nothing. Okay, I want E6 here instead. And I'm getting short on time as well. Exchange off these bishops. If that does anything. I suppose he's going to take there. Nope. Okay, knight G5 now finally. That's Queen G5, Queen E6. Nope. Okay, what about knight G5 now? Or Queen C7. I think knight G5. Hold on for a sec. Knight H4 for knight F5. What about knight H4? So knight F5 is now threatened. On King H8, Queen G6 for knight G6. Queen H4. Not really sure about that. Okay, he's giving me some pressure on the F file, and he's a bit short on time. I think Queen G6 coming up, looking interesting. We'll just Rook F7. Rook F7 now. Plays Rook F8. So it's not really happening at all yet. How is this ending? Can I get my king somewhere? I might get a knight to C4 later. Interesting. Oh! He's got an outside dangerous pawn now. His centre's pretty good. What have I done? What has he done? Right, time pressure alert. Can I get the B6 pawn? Come back for this guy. Let's check. That helps. dramatic. That was worse, most of that. Structurally awful, but with dynamic pressure. Oh no, not this line. Okay. Double pawns coming up. Is it a disaster here? Not yet. It's not going for the double pawns. Can I actually play a6, get away with it? Right. Interesting. Queen a5? Try and defend this. Bishop d6 comes to mind as well, to stop knight c5. Of the powers of defence in this one. Knight takes, king takes, maybe because c takes, queen b7 is pretty nasty. So bishop f, counter attack with bishop. No, if that's taken, there's no bishop h2, clearly. Okay, so this knight on e4. What can we do with this knight on e4? What about knight b6 for a moment? What does that do? It's bishop f. Nope. If I try and get my king over here, nope, that's not the best defensive move in the world. Keep my queen protected for a moment. Actually, knight c5 was maybe going to win that queen. Right, so rook e6 says d5. Rook e7, maybe better. If a5, knight d5. Holding on for a sec. If I can just double and then f5. Or f5 straight off the bat. It's getting dangerous. Right, let's see, is f5, oh, he's going to queen as well. Okay, so time to panic. Second knight. Maybe c6 is on the cards here for queen b5. Okay, takes that, I suppose. Then there's knight c5. And my king's in trouble again. But at least he hasn't got two raging passed pawns over there. He can pick up the bishop with queen e4. Nope, okay. He's not completely lost just yet. There's bishop e3 to look forward to, and he's only got 10 seconds to finish me off here. That's a particularly pointless move as well. Can I play bishop d6, get rid of this knight, win a6? Nope. Spite check. That helps. Dramatic. Dear, oh dear. Oh, gotta laugh. Ah, oh, dear, Perrin, okay. Is this game starting? Oh, come on, come on. Where is Perrin? Come on, how do we start this? What's going on? Roshat again, as usual, is blasting his way through the field. How does he do that? I mean, how? 1-4-6, 13 games. So I've got 2-1-9-7. This is a nice pairing on 68. Great. Okay. Try and play for H3 G4 later. If it doesn't take. Pressure on D5, which could be annoying. In fact, let's just win a pawn here. Isn't that useful? There's no check on A5 in this position. I've got Bishop C4 to look forward to now. And just castle queenside, kingside. I suppose there's potentially knight D4. Or not. Get this bishop as well. Well, okay. I'm going to play for E4 really. Keep this bishop on this diagonal. I'll play for E4, get rid of this protector of E4, open up position like that. You can't castle at the moment. He's going to castle queenside, isn't he? There's E6. Does that work? Not really. Not yet. I'll threaten E6. Bishop E6, Bishop C6. I feel like just Rook C1. Isn't that logical? Rook C1. Okay, how to fend off? Okay, I don't mind because I'll get B7 here if he takes. Get B7. Okay. Maybe there's some other thing going on here now. I still get B7. Potentially. E6 is also intriguing. I'm protecting B2 at the moment. Come back after. Let's see, Rook D1, Queen F4, Bishop C6, Bishop B2. Okay. I think Queen F4 is going to be useful. If Knight D4, Queen F4 for example. So what about Rook D1? Just hold on to the pieces for a moment longer. Queen F4 doesn't do anything right now. How about B4? Try and maybe decentralize opponent's pieces with B5. Get away from all this A file. Open up some lines against the king here on this diagonal. So like Rook B1, maybe A5, A6, or Rook B5 protects D5 again. Can double on B7. If I just double on B7, that looks pretty good. Except it's got to be careful about the back row here. Maybe something like H3 is a good idea for a moment. Knight B6, Rook A5, Knight D6. Okay, what about Rook B7 here? It's looking interesting. So Knight B6, Knight C8. What about just Knight D6? He's run out of time. I think that's alright. There's E7 as well. Queen A7, E7, overloading. This guy moving. That's a good response anyway to the King's Gambit. This is great. I hate playing this as white. It's completely against the spirit of the King's Gambit to accept this. And also, I think he's losing material here to Queen E4. Right. Okay, so it's only a rook down, I suppose. taken out his centre. His centre could have been useful. I suppose I could just develop the rook like this, or be concerned about knight b5, bishop b7, rook b8. Let's get rid of this guy. Protect b5. There's bishop b4 coming up. Let's get rid of those pieces as well. And knight d5, king d7. I'll just castle here. There's rook e8. I'll just take here. Okay. Rook up. It's fairly clear. Okay, pass pawn time. 3-2 on this side. So I'll start use this f pawn. Okay. Well, I'm up there, but massive gulf there. 25 minutes to go. Oh, come on, taking the mickey. Symmetrical variation of the Nimzo Larsen attack. It doesn't really threaten anything, I think. Could be annoying to dislodge defender of h7. I hope. I can try and use c4 anyway here after d4. I can recharge e5 with knight c6, knight e5 on b5. Is that any good? Swing. At least all the pieces have come into the action. I think ed is useful for something. Queen h4, knight e4. There's no tactical amazingness there. Knight g6 here for bishop g6. Taking rook e5. Dangerous. Go for it. If I get rook e5 and I stop queen d5 on g2, so that's one bonus. The other bonus is, I don't know, rook g5 for queen h6. That's dangerous. Rook g5. Rook g8, queen h6, knight h7. Can I get this diagonal opened up? How would I do that? He's on g2 as well. Isn't there rook h5, knight takes, queen h6? Isn't that mate? Tau would be proud, I think, of that one. Deflection away from h7. Okay. It saves getting mated on g2 as well. Oh, this is. Oh no, why did I go for a draw? Oh, what a muppet. I thought it was Rojak. His name, I thought it was Rojak. What a muppet. I would have played him. I would have played him. This guy I want to draw. He's 2350. I've just drawn with the wrong person. What a waste of opportunity there. Now this guy's going to try and grind me down, isn't he? Knight c6. Oh. Is this going to be nasty, this game? It's got a nasty feel to it already. I think I have to try and not really sure. Okay. I'm a bit worried by this position already. Maybe knight d5 is handy. No, is on d2. He can take that, can't he? D3, he's on H2 now. I think I'm going to resign. It's getting hopeless already. I had a bad feeling actually about this game, and it's just been vindicated quite severely actually. I went King G2, I'm just getting mated. If you're going to lose, just lose quickly. That's the key thing anyway. Alright, so it's my move. It's good to move when it's your turn as well. That's another good tip. I close up the queen side and castle queen side. Right, if I castle queen side, or is it too late to castle queen side? Yeah. Knight f5, then queen d8, knight f5, g4, knight h4. You could take on h6, knight f3. My pairings are not particularly nice. Gotta say, what is it with my pairings at the moment? It's like every other player is like 2300. But anyway, if queen g5, knight f3, but he'll play bishop g5, knight f3. Is he going to stop knight f3? What about knight e5 trying to get to his king here? Gives me knight f3 now again. Maybe f6 and try and trap the queen. Rook h8. Queen g7, rook, the other rook to g8. Just going to play rook h4, then bishop g5. Actually, knight g2 could be handy. I think. Okay, let's hold that g5 for a moment. Rook e3, queen h2. Okay, what's going on here? Of knight g2. Is knight g2 any good? I can take on f4 after that. We'll just take on f4 here. Then there's knight g2. So his queen's kind of getting trapped. This looks like Bronstein's dream, nearly. There's knight c2 winning a rook over here, if I want a rook, just for a laugh. Okay, there's queen c5. Come back over here. Get rid of the queen. What about bishop g4 first? Bishop c6. Bishop a4 is threatening to win the queen. Hold on a sec. Bishop a4 threatens to win the queen. Queen takes. You've seen that. Ah. Oh. Alright, it's a good tactic. If I get this bishop off this diagonal, bishop g4 again. He's not going to go for it, is he? Oh no, what am I doing with my c file? What have I done with the c file? Why did I just open up my king? Oh, don't tell me bishop c3. Oh my word. Am I getting in trouble here? He's only got 6 seconds. How did he... Can't defend c3. Okay. Cappers. 2265. Okay, but he's played ridiculous. What is this? Let's go for a hack attack. He's made it up against b3. Clearly improvised. So if I just take here, take here. Maybe bishop d3. It's f5. What about bishop c4? I'll play knight c3. Queen e2, castle queenside. Driving me back. Oh dear. I can still do this. If I can try and just castle queenside, that'd be good. But he's got queen h4 check. That's a pain. Oh, can I at least use the h file? That's something. So rook h7 or bishop f7, knight e4 takes, knight f6 doesn't do anything at the moment, knight b5 takes, check, that could be useful at some point. Check there is hopeless, but rook on the 7th is useful. This is covering h8, knight e4 coming up, knight d6. So c4 is on the file. What about knight a4? Just trying to get rid of that bishop. Oh, driving my pieces away. What can we say about this position? Apart from his material up, I've got no compensation at all. What else can be said about the position? I've got rook on the 7th now. There seems to be some compensation. If I can use this knight somewhere. Knight comes in somewhere. g4 to... If I play for f4, the f4 square, then he's got g5. So that's pretty hopeless as well. He's putting bishop c4. Okay. I'm holding things together at the moment. Trying to stop b4 check now. What about if this rook comes round to the b5 pawn? Hang on, let's not lose a piece just yet. Don't tell me he's going to repeat. Oh, okay. Can I get the rook round? I'm protecting that's c5. c5 that gives him a pass pawn. Let him play c5. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why not just this ending then? Try and get my king to b3. Hope for the best. Isn't going for that. d5. Pass pawn. There's rook c6 to look forward to. Knight g4. There's knight h6, king f5, otherwise there's knight e5. Okay, that gives me dc. Okay, so I've got c7 next. Rook e3, c7. Right now there's knight e7, c8. Hang on, I've just blundered the knight there. Right, c6 coming up, or rook c4. Just get rid of this guy. Okay, forfeits on time. In second place, Rojat's just rocket Rojat. So 12 minutes to go. I can celebrate not having a 2300 opponent. Okay, that's brilliant. What is my average opposition at the moment? I must be collecting. It's 2088. Not actually that bad. A 177 now. Can I just offer a draw? He's on 177. Why am I being paired against the top 10 all the time? Is he moving? He just... What? He just resigned? I don't know. Well, that was good. Better than accepting a draw. Okay, it's one of those nights. But I can't get to Rojat. There's no way. At the moment. Bell variation. Is he going to castle? Because then c4 might be good. It's supposed to be bad to do this. There's a reason why. It's flooding of the queen side with the king over here. It's quite dangerous, potentially. So queen a5, knight b6, c3, knight c4, rook b8 should make the white king here. Why didn't I play c3 there, you might ask? Well, b3, maybe I can sack on a3. Here it's even tastier, maybe. Okay, piece up. Don't mind the queens coming off, piece up. Usually. Oh, this is getting to be a fun tournament. Blimey. So this poxy opening can actually deliver results. That's something, isn't it? To bear in mind for 2-minute chess. But actually, to be fair, when Nakamura won the ICC Open, he was playing b3 and b6 all the time in 5-minute chess. No, 3-minute chess rather. 3-minute chess. Good surprise weapon, and this is a close relative of 3-minute chess. So he's weakening some dark squares with that, but he's destroying my structure. That's really a pain for d3 to be weakened. But on the other hand, that c-file is something to look forward to. Tactically, that's a nuisance as well. Okay. The knight c5. Okay, winning material. Brilliant. So what have I got in compensation? That's the next question. So knight d4, nothing. Knight e5, nothing. Play it anyway. What about rook d2? This one, then knight b5. e5, yeah, it can flood the centre. Doesn't give me. There's a check there for queen. There's a check here. Queen f7 doesn't do anything. Queen g4 might do something. Drops d3 for a start. Get this e6 potentially. This diagonal's not doing anything at the moment. What about knight e6 here? To play for knight e6. Okay, knight h6 coming up. Then take the queen off. Doesn't do anything. What about e4? Well, rook d3 and knight h6 wins the queen. That's something. Pre-move that one. If he takes it, can I use this diagonal? Knight d5, bishop f6. This diagonal, knight f7. Okay, nothing's going on at the moment. So thinking about these forcing moves. Knight d5, then knight f6. Do I have to be that clever? What about just rook, a sane move, rook f1 for a moment? This bishop's still lurking on that diagonal. So, actually knight d5 here is a good laugh. For rook f6 or bishop f6, because I play queen c8 there. If I play queen c8, king g7, queen d7, okay, that's collapsing. Okay, 7 minutes 54 to go. I can't bridge that gap, that's for sure. This is ridiculous. 320. Okay, so elephant gambit rubbish. Play that for a laugh. It's actually respectable against f4 to play d5. And this gambit's just beautiful. If this is accepted, one might as well just resign for accepting that in a blitz game. This is pretty dangerous for check, queen e4. But this is different. This is different. Oh no, he's got a point here. Winning that d6. Should I do it anyway? There's bishop e6. I can't. If I'm not getting mated, this might be interesting to win the exchange. Mind you, after that bishop c6, my queen, if it's on h2, I'd be losing it. What about just taking on e5 for a laugh? g3, queen e4, queen e2. Instead of queen h1, what about queen e5? We're just taking on e2. Saves a lot of hassle. sometimes something small is something secure without hassle, rather than going for something larger. There are some weaknesses in his camp here. Mind you, I don't know, I want to stop. I don't really want to weaken diagonals. Can I do this to stop knight g5? I don't want to weaken this diagonal particularly. Knight d7, knight g6. Okay, there's no deflection just yet for this bishop. So knight g6, knight f5. Let's get this guy out. So knight e4, bishop e7. Alright, what do I want to play for here? f7 is a bit loose. There's no knight g5, thankfully. Get this bishop out of here. What about bishop f6? Is that a solid sort of idea? Doesn't matter about double pawns just yet, does it? If I play for rook e8 and knight d5. Ah, okay, okay. Cat and mouse. Cat and mouse. Rook e8. Do I want to play rook e8 and knight d5? Do I want to use this rook or this rook? That's an interesting question as well. What about this diagonal here? Nope, can't use that. Bishop f5 first, knight d5. Take bishop c5, doesn't do anything. If I undermine that knight, he takes on b7, take on e5. What about b6? If I just take that and allow that, that might not be a problem. I can play b5 and have a nice knight on d5. I'm 10 seconds behind here. Keep the nice knight there. And, alright, try for that, munch that d6. Mind you, this is getting really dangerous now. Do I accept a draw here? I should have, shouldn't I? But we've come this far in this game, so I want an exchange sack just to confuse him. Because I've got some light square compensation, surely. If I play for h4 rook g6, I've got potentially a winning chance to use up. Oh, I'm down on time though. c5. Oh, I'm going to be down on time. Nope, I messed this up. Should have accepted the draw. My fault entirely. Mind you, I'm not going to catch up Roger anyway, so I'm only playing for second. Does it matter? It was worth a punt. Or it seemed to be worth a punt in the heat at the moment. I think I'm turning into Sheldon. I've been watching too much Big Bang Theory. I think, unfortunately, I'm turning into a Sheldon now. He's really just funny. He's just so funny. Big Bang Theory. Okay, so alright, so if I castle at knight g5, what about d4? Doesn't that wreck this binds? He plays for d5 though. Okay, I've got pressure on e5. Knight e5 coming up. He can't castle queenside. This is just so effective. People, I don't know if they're improvising totally, but what is this position for white? It just looks like a train wreck. I've got maybe bishop h6, queen h5 to win d5, potentially. Okay, you can try and mate me, but, you know, queen f3, evict that guy. Now I'm threatening bishop c6 and knight e7. You can try and mate me. I evict that and then play bishop c6 maybe. Then for knight e7. There's knight e5. Well, maybe, you know, I'll just play this. Knight e7, win the queen. Take on c6, that's good for a laugh. Maybe take on h6, then take on f8. Or take on c5, double attack, leave a double attack on f8 and c2. Okay. This b3 is really quite dangerous. Unbelievable. Never would have thought. b3, hypermodern. Okay, so I might be getting in second if I'm lucky here. Okay, dark squares, here we come. Okay, dark square grip. What's he doing? What's this? I'll do a queen sack or something. Bishop d4 to start with. Okay, there's no queen sack just yet. There's knight f5. Takes on d4, queen h4. Oh. Do I need to do anything that crazy? What about just knight g6 here? Just then play for queen h4 anyway. Takes on d4, I play queen h4, g3. If he takes on d4, no, queen h4 doesn't do anything, he just takes this rook. So h3, bishop h3, bishop d4, knight d4. I think I've got my qubits. Did I come second? I might have come second. One of the better tournaments. I enjoyed that. Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was huge fun. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. This guy's just untouchable. I think even Coulson couldn't catch him. So that's good to come second. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.